Hello champions, how are you doing? Well, one of my newly acquired clients got a lot of orders this Diwali. He was very happy, but he struggled to fulfill each order on time. So there were orders with him which kind of lasted for about 2 days and 3 days and sometimes even a week. Imagine the kind of customer satisfaction he would have gathered. A customer who's very enthu comes, places an order and does not get the product for about a week's time. Bad experience, right? Well, if you're struggling with something like this, then I have a solution with you. Currently, my team is improving that process using this method that I'm going to share with you. And mind you, this method can help you improve and reduce your transaction time by 80%. I'm not kidding. Keep watching. Welcome back champions. My name is Hardik and I make videos that can help you troubleshoot some of your business challenges. If you think a conversation with me can help you solve some of your business worries, then all you need to do is get onto my website, scroll a little down, select the relevant area you need help on or the problem exists, answer a few questions, and there you will be able to book a free one-time consultation call with me directly. So today I'm going to be discussing with you a lean management tool, the second tool of this series. This tool has the capacity to improve and reduce the time it takes for you to do an entire transaction by 80%. Before we jump into the tool, let me explain to you three basic key concepts that you need to understand the tool better. First one, waste. Now, like the name itself suggests, waste is something that we never accumulate, we never preserve it. We try to reduce and, if possible, eliminate it completely. Business processes also have a lot of waste. And this tool or technique or solution that we are going to be talking about today concentrates on one of these wastes. The waste that we are going to concentrate on is wait time. And yes, wait time is a waste. The second key concept that you must know is lead time and turnaround time, and both are different. So let's say, for example, there is a procedure of making coffee. Okay, you pick up the mug, you maybe clean it up, you bring it to the coffee dispenser. All of these are individual activities. The time you take to do each individual activity is called lead time. Now, when you combine all of these lead time together and then complete the entire transaction of making a coffee, that's called turnaround time. The third concept that you want to know is called value added activity. Well, any activity that add value to your customer is a value added activity. Everything else is a junk, non-value added activity. Let me use the coffee example. So when a customer orders coffee, you go pick up the mug, you go to the coffee dispenser, you click on the button of the coffee dispenser. All of these are junk activities because the customer's life gets no additional value when you pick up the cup and you move towards the coffee dispenser. Nothing gets added to the customer's life. It's only after you press the button or the act of pressing the button starts adding value to what the customer is going to experience, which is the pouring of the coffee. Now, value-added activities is what you need to really concentrate on, and all the junk or non-value-added activity you need to either deprioritize or eliminate it completely. So now, to understand the solution that I want to talk to you about, let's jump into my laptop.
All right, so here it goes. Now, this is the process steps, that my client is following. So uploading, so it's like a truck that kind of comes and then you do unloading of items from that truck. Okay. So after the unloading is done, then there is a reconciliation with the PO, which means everything that was ordered, they kind of reconcile and make sure that all of that has arrived. Once that is done, then they enter all of that into a system And then that system kind of generates a barcode which they print next and they apply it on the product. Once that is done, then they ask someone to take all of those products into the warehouse. So now if you see, these are 5 steps involved in the process. Okay. Now for the ease of our calculation, and because it's an example and you have to understand this, I have taken the process time for each product on each activity as 1 minute. So let's say it takes 1 minute to offload the products, 1 minute to reconcile the PO, 1 minute to do an entry in the system, and so on and so forth. Now, how many products are we offloading? Let's say 5 products is what we are offloading or unloading from the truck. Okay. It takes 1 minute to get one product out, each product. So it takes 1 minute to get each product out of the truck. So let's say the total lead time to do this activity is 5 minutes to get 5 products out. Now, once these products are out of the truck, starts the second activity, which is reconciliation with the PO. So they start with product 1 and they go up to product 5. Because it takes 1 minute to reconcile every single entry, it takes about 5 minutes for them to do it. Now, this is an example, and therefore it's a 1 minute. It could be far lesser than that, but you do the maths and you would know what I'm trying to arrive at. Entry in the system, it takes 1 minute for one entry. It takes 5 minutes for entry of 5 items. Barcoding, it takes 1 minute for 5 items. It takes 5 minutes. Entering in the warehouse, it takes 1 minute to take the products in the warehouse. Therefore, it takes for 5 products 5 minutes to enter into the warehouse. Now, if you realize that because everything is done one after the other, there is a wait time of 4 minutes for the first product. Now I'll explain you how. Let's say it takes 1 minute and you in the first 1 minute, you offloaded product number 1. Then in the second minute, you are offloading product number 2. Third minute, you are doing it product number 3, fourth product, and fifth minute, you are offloading the fifth product. Now, the first product that you offloaded in the first minute is waiting for another 4 minutes for the rest of the 4 products to get offloaded before all the 5 can get into the reconciliation activity of the PO. So at every step, product 1, the first product, is waiting for 4 minutes for the rest of the products in the previous step to get completed. If you look at this, then if I add this time to the overall time that it takes, then this 4 minute of wait time on offloading plus this 1 minute of that product offloading, then the first product takes about 5 minutes in the offloading or unloading stage. Then it takes another 5 minutes in the reconciliation of the PO stage. Then it takes another 5 minutes in entry. If you look at the entire process for the first product for it to reach from the truck inside the warehouse, it takes about 25 minutes. All that I've done is I've added all of this. Okay. Now the waste that I'm talking about is the 4 minute of wait time. Wait time, my guys, is a waste, like I mentioned to you. Now this 4 minutes of wait time has to be eliminated. How do we do this? Well, before we get into this way of doing work is called batching, which means you accumulate work and then you take the entire lot in the second stage, and then you complete the second stage for the entire lot, and then you take it to the third stage. This could be many things, like answering emails, like approving something, like maybe you have a cutting machine and you accumulate everything and then you cut everything at one go and then you distribute it. It could be on anything, right? So this wait time is a waste, and that is what we need to reduce. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? So here's an example. Let me just get the color right. So here, let's say unload, it's the same thing. Each task takes 1 minute. I have not changed any numbers here. Number of tasks is 5. So time taken to do those tasks is 5 minutes. But the only difference that is happening is the moment the first task is done, so which means offloading of the first product is done, it need not wait here for the other 4 products to get offloaded. We are moving those products from here to stage 2, which means the wait time here for product number 1 is 0 minutes. Then once the reconciliation of the product is done, again, the first product reconciliation tick mark is done, entry in the system and barcoding, printing, etc. starts. Then sticking of the barcoding starts. It does not wait for the other 4 products to get done on any step, thereby reducing the wait time to 0. What happens to the lead time? Well, it's the first product is only taking 1 minute to unload, 1 minute to reconcile, 1 minute for entry in the system, and so on and so forth. So technically, we can get the first product out of the truck into the warehouse in just 5 minutes. From the earlier 25 to 5 minutes, simply by not accumulating tasks and only then starting this point 2 or step 2. If the product number 1 has finished it, it goes to the point 2, the step 2, and then it goes on to the step 3 without waiting for the entire batch to get completed. Wait time reduction to 0 brought this 25 minutes to just 5 minutes, which by the way is saving of 20 minutes per transaction. And that is an 80% massive improvement.
Now look, every order is an order from the customer. What gets the business running and what keeps it alive? The happiness of the customer. Therefore, my dear friends, it's extremely important that the focus is on improving the customer's experience all the time. That is why the management gurus say, right? Keep the customer in the center. This is what it really means. Now you may say, Hardik, the only reason why we don't do the way you suggested is because the guy who's going to do the second step is busy doing something else, and therefore the second step is not performed. So we are not really wasting the time of the person. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. The waste that we are talking about right now is not the time wasted of the person. We are customer centric. We are looking at the time the customer has to wait for his product to reach him. That's the point. The second aspect that we are talking about is, like I mentioned, value added activities. If there is this person who's supposed to do step 2 in the process that I laid down and is also doing some step in some other process, you got to identify which one is a value adding process, which one is a non-value adding process. And the one which is a value adding process needs to be prioritized over others. If you still have questions on how and where to implement what you learned today and whether it can be implemented in that scenario or no, don't worry. I'm not running away anywhere. In fact, I want you to subscribe to this channel. So put your questions in the comment box. Message me if some of you have my number. Get onto my Facebook, message me there. I'm present on social media. I will be very, very happy to answer. Now, since you've seen the video so far, do hit a big fat like. If you've not subscribed already, there are many more tools coming your way. If not this, something else is going to help you propel your business. So go hit the subscribe button and encourage me to make more videos for all you fine guys. Share this video with anybody and everybody who's working in batches. Think what are the things that I accumulate and then do it together. This tool is applicable for all of those things. So share this video with anybody who you see is doing work in this fashion and he can improve his business by 80% because you shared it. So until we meet next time, keep learning, keep implementing. If you have questions, put it in the comment box. And you lovely people, keep going.